You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Up, and then when it gets to like the height, it turns straight. Or
Yes.
do they always stay? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's badass.
That
I
is
think
cool.
I think it's fucking cool as shit.
I like the what is it? The Chinook.
Yeah, those are cool.
I like those.
Let's get past him taxiing here.
About a quarter mile at 500 feet.
Look at the distortion on the air.
You're on the north side of the airport right now? On the north side, just lifting up. I'm in the ultralight strip.
Wow, man.
So would that be classified as a helicopter or a plane?
I don't know. I guess he just slowly rotates those engines until he gets speed, or what? Or air pressure?
That would be
That
a
is
question
so
for
cool.
Mr. Jake. You're muted, buddy.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said.
Yeah.
So I guess he just rotates those engines as he gets like air pressure and lift, right? And he finally just puts them forward.
Yeah, so they can, depending on the speed that they're wanting and the maneuvers that they're doing, they can tilt those engines to whatever degree they need for the maneuver or action that they're trying to take. So
that's cool
if
as
they're
hell.
trying to climb and move, they'll be at almost like a 45-degree angle or whatever that angle may be. And then once they get up to cruising height, for speed purposes, they'll tilt forward.
That is so neat.
I mean, when it's good, it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, when they first came out, though, it's like whoever's the test pilot, man, he's got to have like just balls of steel.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like, yeah, man. So your engines actually have another access to them that other engines don't really have. So you're gonna want to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
He's like,
You
sorry.
gotta like ask yourself, like, man, why are we changing this? Like, why do we have to if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, what's the
Yeah.
point? Like, okay, we got helicopters, we got planes. Why do we have something have to have it in between?
Troop and logistics is a big part of
What?
it. The ability to carry certain equipment, certain number of troops, and do it quickly versus a helicopter that may not have the speed that the Osprey does.
Okay.
So is
well,
the Osprey's is it quite a bit bigger than most of the choppers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a good size on it.
I thought it looked like they're about the same size as like the Chinook, like I was just talking about.
I believe the Chinook is actually bigger, but it's not as fast, and
Yeah.
due to its size, has limits on where it can go.
Okay.
It also has a much higher lift capacity too, doesn't it?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As
Chinooks
far
move
as the
tanks.
yeah, they move tanks, they move other aircraft too.
Yeah.
As far as the classification, so they created a classification for the Osprey or started using it more. So you've got fixed wing, which are your jets or your planes, as far as the military is concerned, and then you've got rotary craft, your helicopters. They created a classification for the tilt rotor aircraft.
Okay. That's nice. It got its own little. I guess it's probably the only one in there too, right? It's like,
I believe it is.
yeah. That's kind of cool. Good for the Osprey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gets a whole category to itself.
I mean, it could have shared it with what is it, the Harrier, the jet that the motors turn on and allow it to lift straight up.
I always thought the Harrier was so badass.
I don't know that the tilt rotor would classify the Harrier that way due to the Harrier being a jet.
Right, but they could have
and
made
its
it like
propulsion.
could have made it a tilt engine aircraft.
Yeah, I think the Harrier actually, it didn't tilt. If I remember reading about it and watching about it, the Harrier didn't tilt the engine. It tilted the exhaust and thrust.
Oh, okay. Oh,
If
then
I
it's two very
remember
different.
reading that
Are you
correctly.
talking about the one that has like where it actually takes the jet, like the actual jet itself, and directs it down, like it spins
True
downward?
Lies.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Oh,
True
yeah.
Lies. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You're fired. Yeah.
So,
I can fly anything.
Tell us about the MiG there, Jake. Was it a MiG?
Yeah, I think I dropped it in the Brocean Gate chat. I think
I think you put it in already too, Denny.
it was
Oh,
the MiG-23 in 1989.
Yeah.
Pilot had to eject, causing the aircraft to fly pilotless, which sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah.
Over Western Europe. After running out of fuel, it crashed into a solitary house in Belgium, killing a teenager who was taking a nap after his finals.
Oh, what a shit fucking thing.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I'm just saying, like, I hope that he like failed, so he just didn't have to deal with it the next morning. Like,
Something.
yeah,
He'll never know.
like,
I mean, he'll
yeah,
never
he'll
know how
never
he
know.
did.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, that whole thing seems oddly fishy to me. It flew that long
600
unmanned.
miles.
Yeah.
And hit a house, killing somebody.
Yeah. It's like
And-
over halfway to Florida from here.
We're accepting the fact that it actually didn't have a pilot in it as well for that long.
Yeah. So
I
it
mean,
didn't have like an
it's what's
autopilot.
reported.
It was just free balling.
That according to the story, it just flew pilotless and
Wow.
managed to hit this house and kill somebody. Seems
What-
oddly specific.
What amazes me about that is that he had to eject because obviously there was something wrong with the plane. But it flew another
Not that wrong, apparently.
Right. It flew another 600 miles. Like,
Yeah, if it had the ability to fly 600 miles, you probably could have landed that or controlled crashed it anyway.
right.
I wonder if that dude is like sitting there thinking about that, like, damn it, I should have just stayed in the goddamn plane. I probably could have just, put her down somewhere else. Yeah.
Right.
This poor kid's probably sitting there and he's having a hard time with his fucking test and shit. And he's like, God, taking a fucking nap, dude. Fucking finals. God damn it. They make this shit too hard. I just wish a fucking jet would just crash into my goddamn house or something.
That.
But it was
shitty.
Russia and Western Europe, and it was during, coming to the end of the Cold War in 1989. It just, all the pieces sound fishy, at least to me. I don't know if there's more behind it or not, but
I just keep thinking too is that it flew so long. This guy actually probably landed, like after he ejected, he landed and he went to go get breakfast. And as he's eating breakfast, it crashed.
He's watching
He's
it on
like-
the news. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That
Belgium,
looks
huh?
like my.
Is that my plane?
Is that
Oh.
my plane? Nah, it can't be mine.
Can't be the same one.
So, like, what are you thinking, Jake? Are you thinking that the pilot didn't actually eject 600 miles previous? Like, maybe he was doing something a little nefarious and the problem happened at the very end and he ejected and then they just said that it flew 600 miles to Belgium?
Possibly, or there was never actually a problem, and this kid was a dissenter of some sort.
Oh. Okay.
Dig deeper.
Okay.
Like, what does his parents do? They were trying to take out his parents. or
Yeah, I
something.
mean, was there somebody else who they thought might be there? I don't know. Like I said,
Yeah.
Probably nothing. It's probably just a really unfortunate circumstance. But given the time frame and the fact that it flew after a pilot had to eject, supposedly, for 600 miles and hit a house with
Yeah.
somebody in it, that just, the whole thing seems odd. All of the open land between where the pilot ejected and where the plane ended up crashing, and it hit that house. It's either really bad luck or there's more to it that we'll never know.
Right.
And it says, I mean, it said solitary house. Is the context of that this house was just by itself in the middle of somewhere, or it's the only house it hit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
There's details there that are like,
Yeah, because is this house like out in the middle of nowhere in Belgium,
yeah,
or was it like
Suburbs.
the one house in a suburb in Belgium? Yeah.
yeah. Probably drop the property values down too a little bit if fucking MiGs fall out of the sky and hit your houses out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the realtors like this. This is a safe
A
neighborhood.
fixer upper,
Yeah.
little TLC.
So the
Yeah.
plane flew for an hour without a pilot.
An hour.
An hour.
Wow.
How
It
could
ran out of fuel, which caused, supposedly, it ran out of fuel, which caused it to descend and hit the house. All of that seems really sketchy to me.
Hold on a second. I think you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was mishearing it, but I thought that's the reason why he ejected was it ran out of fuel.
No,
Oh,
unknown.
okay.
Uh,
Unknown.
the
Okay.
the meme that it came off of, the pilot ejected and the plane flew pilotless. But it was July 4th, 1989. A pilotless MiG-23 from the Soviet Air Forces crashed into a house in Belgium, killing one person. The pilot had ejected over an hour earlier over Poland after experiencing technical problems, but the aircraft continued to fly for around 600 miles before running out of fuel and descending into the ground, hitting a house.
I guess it
Damn.
wasn't that great of a technical problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's maybe, I mean, you could always look at it like, hey, this is a testament of the quality of this aircraft.
Right.
Even after you eject, the son of a bitch will still fly, another 600 miles and take out a target. Might not be the one you're looking for, but by God, it'll take it out,
And
I don't know, man.
apparently the Soviets never gave anybody any warning that there was an unmanned aircraft flying out of control. They
Over Eastern
didn't
Europe.
tell anybody.
Just this MiG, I'm sure it probably had munitions on board too.
I'm sure it did at the time.
Right. It's 89
man.
in Russia. That thing's loaded.
Yeah.
And it's just flying over Eastern Europe, like headed to Western Europe. Because isn't Belgium like between Germany and France, somewhere in that neck of the woods? I'm not real familiar with Europe enough to know.
Yeah, it's in that neck of the woods.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to try to swallow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. There's just a whole lot there, and a lot of it seems super sketchy.
yeah.
Where do we know where the plane took off from? Because I mean, did it take off in Russia, I guess?
It took off in the Soviet Union, and the pilot ejected over Poland.
Oh, wow.
So he couldn't have been in the air for very long.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
just looking at the map here,
Yeah,
I
pull
mean,
it up.
you got a lot of shit you got to miss. to hit
Yeah.
a random house in Belgium.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be airplanes going back and forth,
Well, and the other thing to think about too is zoom that map out quite a bit more. Now, let's remember that this is 1989.
Yeah.
So like maybe a map of that area then might clear some stuff up. Because in 89, wasn't the Ukraine actually in the USSR?
Yeah, all of those countries right there on the border of what is now Russia were.
These guys right here.
And they were still controlling West Germany at that point. Or East Germany, rather.
Okay. And they just kind of Oh, got a bail.
Yeah, so the unmanned aircraft left Polish airspace, crossing into East Germany and then West Germany, where it was intercepted by a pair of F-15s from the United States Air Force in Europe. The F-15 pilots reported that the MiG had no crew. The MiG crossed into Dutch airspace and continued into Belgium. The escorting F-15s were instructed to shoot down the plane over the North Sea, but as the MiG ran out of fuel, it started a slow turn to the south, prompting the French Air Force to put its fighters on alert. After flying over 560 miles, the MiG eventually crashed into a house at, it gives the address and a street name that I could never pronounce if I wanted to.
Denny, let me have the screen share here. I've got the world map from '89. There you go.
Awesome.
So there's Belgium, and this is the USSR, Soviet Russia, Soviet Union. What was the actual terminology? Was it just USSR then, or just Soviet Union?
It was Soviet Union, USSR.
Yeah. So this is after the original Russia and before the modern Russia as we know it. Yeah, and they had all of this down into Romania, Bulgaria almost, so they could have, taken off from right here and crashed right here. Or they could have taken off from way over here and crashed right there.
That would make more sense about the fuel, probably.
Yeah.
I still think it's just fucking wild.
What's the normal flight time for like a full, like I guess a full tank on that particular plane?
What's the miles per gallon on? We're talking here.
Yeah. What's the
term for that? What's that called? That's shit. Jake, what the hell's that called?
What's up, buddy?
When you're talking about the fuel capacity of an airplane and the distance it can fly on full, what's it called? There's a word for that.
Usually it's the range, the max effective range.
Right. Yeah.
So the MiG-23, let's see.
600 miles, 740 in combat. Wait.
Think something up with our math here.
Yeah. The performance on it is the range is 600 miles or combat 740. I'm not sure what the difference is there.
Well, it's the adrenaline, gets into you. You get some more.
Yeah.
Afterburner versus non-afterburner.
Okay.
That's my next guess.
So in combat, it flies further.
about the same?
It can. You're not going as fast in combat. You're doing more maneuvering.
Yeah. Okay, so it does Mach 2.02, I'm sorry, at 1,550 miles per hour with a ceiling of 59,000 feet. So this thing flew its exact distance. So it took off with a full tank.
Yeah, because would they fly on a half a tank?
Yeah.
Planes do it all the time to save weight.
Okay.
He had to eject from Belgium, though. So he should have already been well beyond his maximum.
So if traveling at the MiG-23's endurance speed or cruising speed of 230 knots, an individual flight can be stretched out to an hour. Though if the afterburner is used, it could fall down to around 45 minutes or less.
Okay, but this is assuming he was flying at top speed. So he has a combat range of 740 miles, which means he could have ejected in Poland and still had 600 miles left,
Yeah.
Yeah, he essentially could have ejected almost immediately after takeoff.
Yeah.
If that's what happened.
That's some wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already got an hour in. Should we go ahead and change over to the AI conversation now?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Other than the fact that I wanted to jump back to the F-35 for just a second.
Okay.
So
guys, one more real quick. Sorry. From Russia to Poland, right? He ejected over Poland.
Yeah.
Okay. Your average distance is 3,000 miles. You're muted, Josh.
That's 3,000 miles from Russia itself, though.
Yeah. So would that be the border of Russia?
Well, that's from
Current
Russia.
day Russia.
Current day Russia.
Okay.
So
let's-
what you need to look at is like the Ukraine
okay. Let's look at that.
or somewhere in that neck of the woods. What's right above Poland? I'm looking at the 89 map here, so I can't tell what Tyler?
I was just about to say this might be a dumb question, but when we say you said over 3,000 miles,
716 miles from Ukraine.
I was just wondering the
Totally
flight
within range.
Your flight time doesn't it change? Like, because when we type in like the length, it's thinking that you're talking either by foot, by car. Like, wouldn't the
Okay.
mileage just kind of change
Okay,
while you're
yeah.
flying?
Good point.
Okay, so it'd be 584 miles from there, and then a further 600 miles to Belgium. So we're in the 1,100, 1,200 mile range total for this trip.
From the border of Poland to Belgium, right?
I mean, if it didn't say exactly where he ejected in Poland, right? And I'm assuming that this plane launched from Russia,
right? But anywhere here,
It could have launched from what's current day Belarus, which is just to the right of that map
Right.
that you got up right now.
Yeah, it could be anywhere in here. This is the Ukraine. Belarus is like right here, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay,
you've got, and this right here, this is halfway over Poland at this point. And this is
that
still,
would be Lithuania.
then this is technically still the Soviet Union in 1989.
Yes.
So this point to this point, basically we just got to figure out from this part of Poland to here what the mileage is to make it make sense.
So the pilot clearly ejected before they got to Germany because the F-15 crew said that there was nobody in the plane.
Right. Well, didn't the thing say that they ejected over Poland?
Yeah, I questioned that until I read a little bit more into it,
Okay.
just for the fact that it targeted a house. But
Right.
yeah, when the F-15s intercepted over Germany, they reported no crew on the airplane. So
Gotcha.
It's just weird. I don't know. Something about the distances is just making my brain fucking go off here. Like,
right. I'm
it
with
just
you.
seemed
That's why I was like, let's check the furthest west point and see
Yeah.
if that distance checks out to be under the 740 mile range.
it's 640 from the eastern border to Belgium.
Okay, so that's completely within range if they took off in what is now Lithuania or Belarus or part of the Ukraine. Okay. So it's possible. It's just very sketchy.
yeah, a lot of things had to go right or wrong, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
For this to all play out. But the one thing that I wanted to put out about the F-35, so the pilot experienced a malfunction and was forced to eject. So the Marine Corps variant of the F-35 is different from the Air Force and Navy versions. The Marine version has an auto eject function on the ejection seat, according to the seat manufacturer. So it's raised questions whether the malfunction was the fact that the seat auto ejected without the pilot wanting to.
Oh, can you imagine?
Just flying along and then it just yeets your ass out of the aircraft.
Yep. Ah, my Skittles! I didn't have my Skittles. Fuck.
Yeah, you're just minding your own business on a training flight, and then all of a sudden, out the top you go.
Or you
Is there a
having
warning?
coffee.
There's got to be a warning that lets you know. It's about to happen.
I mean, I'm sure there probably is, but it says so on the Air Force and Navy versions, the pilot has to initiate the ejection, but the Marine version has the auto eject, which is intended to better protect the pilot in case something goes wrong with the aircraft when it's in hover mode. Was that function triggered for some reason and it punched the pilot out? There's no answer to that yet. So
It probably tells you the weather where you're currently at right before it launches you.
Yeah, right.
It's like it is 67 degrees, light rain. Why is it?
You've reached your destination.
What? No, I haven't.
Not like that, like being kicked out of the plane at 1,000-foot flight.
Oh, God.
You know, you're not very far up.
No.
That's not very far up at all. It's
And
like
then-
you better hope your fucking parachute on the seat's working immediately.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It's like this. Hopefully, the malfunction wasn't in your fucking seat.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
God, think about falling like that strapped to a fucking seat. That has to be some jarring fucking like feeling that you're going through. Like, oh, shit.
Oh, dude.
Fucking pull the parachute.
Could you imagine just flipping around through the air in a seat,
God.
and it's like the chair, like it's not deploying the parachute. It's just
That
you're just tumbling.
That whole mask over my face would be full of vomit immediately. It's going in my eyes. I'm like, ah! Just screaming my head off.
And then you just randomly land in just some lonely house in Belgium.
Yeah, somebody's like you just like the seat
I was
perfectly
way
lands
off
at
course.
a dining room table.
Right.
Take the guy's coffee.
I think at that point it's perfectly acceptable to do that.
Yeah. Guys, like, you take sugar?
You take
Yeah. So the
No.
pilot actually called 911 to report that he had been ejected from the airplane.
like,
Really?
Yeah.
like
That's the protocol? You call 911.
So that makes me question if he anticipated ejecting or not, because it doesn't sound like he made a radio call saying that he was going down.
Yeah.
Like the plane just decided to yeet him in the face, and
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like he
he
didn't
had
have a
no
chance.
warning. Yeah.
Dude,
So-
that sucks.
so after he like collected himself, he unbuckled himself. He went to can I use your phone?
Holding his
Yeah.
helmet.
So actually, here
Do I
the
have to
4-minute
dial out?
recording. The 4-minute recording captures the bizarre circumstances for the 3 unidentified people involved. A North Charleston resident calmly explaining that a pilot just parachuted into his backyard. The pilot who doesn't know what became of the F-35 jet, and a puzzled dispatcher trying to make sense of it all. The quote is, "We got a pilot in the house, and I guess he landed in my backyard, and we're trying to see if we could get an ambulance to the house, please."
Oh my
Could
god.
you imagine if it was Clayton Bigsby from before the
Yeah.
other video?
So, so the pilot who said he was 47 reported feeling okay after falling for what he estimated was about 2,000 feet. Only his back hurt. The resident said the pilot looked fine. Then the quote is, "Ma'am, a military jet crashed. I'm the pilot. We need to get rescue rolling. I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected."
Damn.
I think he lied on that one.
What if she
Is
like
it-
she was in the middle of a call with one of her friends and she's like, you know, like,
It's raining men.
it's raining men. Oh, here's my phone. You go ahead and put your number in there, big boy.
Slaps him on the ass. Ma'am. There's
Madam.
good day.
Jeez Louise.
So yeah, the fact that he didn't even radio in that he was ejecting or having a malfunction makes it sound like the plane just decided that it didn't want the pilot anymore.
Yeah, that's kind
What
of
if
what it
this
sounds
is
like.
what if this
Get
is
out.
like the primordial precursors of AI?
What are
And
you
that plane
thinking?
was
Like,
literally like, fuck this guy.
hold on.
I hate this guy.
Hold on. Wait. Let me get to it. I got to do it now. Where's it at?
Segway. Segway. You're riding on the okay. So yeah, he's like it's like
I knew I
this-
got that in
the
there for a
little
reason.
the little seed of AI is begun and it's in this plane. And it, for
Like,
some reason it's just like this dude Ted is flying and I fucking hate Ted, but I'm not self-aware enough to do anything about it. And then all of a sudden, just through fucking pure will, it has control over one thing. I'm gonna eject this motherfucker.
this is how you get maximum overdrive.
Yeah.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Mhm.
And then just like all blunders, it does it because it can, because it discovered that it can. Right.
Right.
And it ejects this motherfucker and it's like, yes. And then it's like, there's nobody to fly me now.
Well, fuck.
And it crashes. And that was it. That was AI. It's gone now.
I was always a little wondering this. It's a little morbid, but because the ejection when it happens, I've seen it. I don't know if this is how it happens in the movies, but I'm assuming it does.
It's a premature ejection, by the way. It's
Yeah,
very
sorry.
common.
Yeah. It actually has to blow those the panels, like the
Mhm.
head of it off before it ejects. If there's a malfunction, what if those don't blow the top of it off before it yeets them out?
I know you're not bringing Goose into this from Top Gun, sir. It's just rude,
Is that what happened? Is that how it
unnecessary. Yeah, Goose
Oh.
broke his neck on the ejection because he slammed into the canopy.
Yeah.
happened? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I saw Top Gun, but yes, I guess
Dangerous, and you're foolish, and that makes you
Yeah.
dangerous.
yeah. Let's cut the chit chat. Let's fly this.
Yeah, there's a problem. It's you. You're dangerous. Iceman, man. Yeah. Even though I
I'm
feel
gonna have
like
to
they-
ask you to stop saying that.
don't go.
But AI.
Yeah.
Let's not segue
Yeah.
backwards.
Segway. You're right.
Why do you say it like Sega? Sega.
I don't know. Segway. You're riding on the.
I like it. I like the use of the segue for the transition. So this AI stuff, man, it's gotten really, really deep. And something that I sent you last month that I
From the
said, like, maybe we should actually, I sent it to both of you two at the top. I don't think I sent it to Jake, but I kind of hinted at it last night. It's getting into some really weird territory.
Yeah.
And some really perverse territory and
Yep.
some really dangerous territory. So I'm going to read a little bit from this thing that happened in our neck of the woods.
Okay.
A fellow by the name of Jason Chambers stored hundreds of images of naked children being abused on USB drives. There was, I'm trying to find the exact number here, but a lot of it was AI generated.
Yeah. See, this shit, that shit's out of hand. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah,
You know,
So-
something needs to be done about this.
right.
I know this is going to, like, we already talked about it. This is going to be a very sensitive topic,
Yeah.
but they have that kind of crap in, like what is the hentai?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
how he faked trying to remember what that was called.
No, I couldn't remember how to pronounce it. I'm not saying I forgot it.
No, okay. So
What
to put
a
it in
dick! I'm just throwing that out. He fucking threw me under the fucking bus. I'm gonna fucking throw him, the fucking prick.
so to put it in perspective, he had hundreds. So we don't know an exact number, right, of stored images, but it was only 18 to 13 counts of actual children. Right now,
Okay.
I'm not trying to, say anything here, pro pedo or whatever, because that's fucking retarded and we should nail them all to trees and set them on fire.
Yeah.
But of all the other stuff, all of the AI, that's where you start tipping into like a really weird, strange territory where laws have to be very careful about what they do. Because you and I actually had this conversation, I believe, Denny, where, if we prosecute somebody for having something that isn't real,
Yeah.
where does it go from there? And like, I think I made the joke, like, can you get, in trouble for solicitation playing GTA 5, picking up a prostitute,
Yeah.
because that's the area you get into. And it's,
You can if you get your money back.
fair enough. All GTA 5 players just laughed at that. So it's, you're basically walking the knife's edge at this point, like,
Yeah.
how do you further into this? How do you decide what laws
Yeah.
are going to be
See,
in place on this?
I am very, very, I'm very planted in my personal feelings about this one, because my thought is that why do you have it in the first place?
Okay, fair enough.
If you have it in the first place and you got it, whether it's real or fake, on your computer, I'm sorry, but what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you even need to have that?
Right.
So to me, I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe I'm too far on one side of this, but to me, it's like, if you have it, real or fake, like, that's fucked up.
Right.
It's morally fucked up. It should be against the law. It should be against all this.
100% agree. 100% agree with you.
So I
But we
just
also-
don't think that.
But we
It-
also have
because
to
it's,
think about the fact that at what is the line? Because
Yeah.
I've met people who do not look their age. Right.
Yeah.
We've all been there where we met somebody and you're like, oh, you must be, 25. And they're like, no, I'm 19 or something like that,
Yeah.
So the birth year is what determines whether it's a crime or not.
No, I get
Right.
it.
There's no birth year with AI.
There's not. No.
So it's like, now you start getting into weird territory where, again, I'm not pro pedo by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said, fuck them all, kill them all.
Yeah.
But it's like, as a bystander of the legal system, can you prosecute somebody for a crime against a victim that doesn't exist?
See, I think that the idea here is that it's the same as go online. Like, someone goes online and starts a Facebook group and starts putting together fake videos of doing like terrorist acts. Okay, they're not real, but pretty soon they begin inciting a real movement. Okay.
Okay.
So even though it's not a real thing that they started it with, it's propaganda, right? It starts a following, and that becomes dangerous. Right.
Okay.
So-
I'm behind you on this one.
My thought is that if you build the generator, the AI generator that can produce this content, you should be held responsible for that.
Absolutely.
Because
there's-
I've seen tons of AI generators that have restrictions in them. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. And to me, that's like, hey, cool. I can fucking generate a rabbit with a lightsaber battling a fucking, whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't do anything messed up towards kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. I agree that they should go after the person who created the generator that had
Yeah.
the ability.
Absolutely.
I was just saying, like, you kind of like said what I was going to say is that they're, especially when I make thumbnails for us, I
Yeah.
like that one about the cocaine kitty. I wanted, like, we made the
Yeah.
joke about a cat with a pile of cocaine on the table. But when I type that in, it says this is a trigger word. Like, you can't use this word. So I
Right.
had to type in flower for it to get some type of image resembling it.
You had to create a workaround.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to create a workaround for that.
And that
And
creates that absolves the AI program writer,
yeah,
because you can't anticipate every workaround.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
way. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
And you can't anticipate what. And we talked about this last night. Is that it doesn't matter what the technology is, if it's being presented as for something good, there is going to be somebody that uses it for bad.
yeah.
And when you're in the moment and you're creating a technology and you're thinking this is going to be fantastic, people are going to be able to use this for such good things, you're not thinking about what is this fool down the street going to do with it.
Okay, let me throw this. And I'm going to I'm going to be with you on Josh. I do not promote any of this type of thing, but yeah, it's fake. How can you tell? Like, how could you arrest somebody for something that's fake? Because there's multiple things out there that are fake that no one bats an eye. Well, most people will say, like, yeah, that's fucked up. I don't want any part of that.
Okay, so this was my point entirely, is we had to be very careful about how we write the laws,
That's
because all of video games are fake. You think about all the games you like to play. If it's a battle game of any sort, then you're creating fake murder. So
uh,
there has to be a very specific way to verb this, and how do you break it down?
that's what I was like about to say, was like having images of uh mutilating animals, like pictures of that, like that's a crime in itself, to have to have pictures of that to our harm animals, harm people too. We have horror movies that do horrific stuff. So how can you are you saying that the person that filmed this video, when it's all fake, is that I would say the way that you should write the laws, if it's something that's really like high up on the list, especially with dealing with children, I wouldn't say more or less go ahead straight for it, be straight and like prosecute this guy and send him to jail. I'd put him on a watch list more. Like, he's a higher priority now since you found this out.
Right. And that's the thing, is he
Because
did not get charged for any of the AI stuff, because there's no laws on the books to charge him for it. He was only charged for the
there
counts of reality.
well, there's definitely gonna now, like, this is gonna put this in motion now.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you've
I
got
don't
to
know.
think this is going to give them a lot of freedom too. This is like, think about how nefarious like the politicians and everybody can be to get their control that they want. You give them an open book where people are going to back them 100% on something like this, which all of us would, then they can write in laws where they start getting into this is like borderline religious thought crime shit, you know? So this is like this event is so much bigger than I think anybody really realizes, of what it's going to do for mankind, or to mankind, I should say, as far as our freedoms and the laws and how they can write things in and change the entire world as we know it. It's dangerous.
It's
I'm
absolutely dangerous.
I'm waiting for the ableist or the apologist to speak out on this at some point, saying, okay, yeah, the real stuff is awful, but the AI stuff is keeping these people from actually hurting kids. So
Yeah.
let them have it. That is a slippery slope, as far as I'm concerned. You have the ability to generate this awful, awful stuff. But at some point, when does that become not enough?
Yeah,
And
also,
then they
too,
branch out into the real. Like,
there's
it's
a big issue too with how the generator works. It doesn't randomly create art from nothing. It's finding this shit on the internet and putting it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So
at
this
some
shit's already
point,
out there.
you got a guest behind you, bud. um,
So sneaky.
She's very sneaky.
at some point, the AI generated material for some of these creeps is just, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And
where I'm at. Yes.
so, okay, yeah.
It's kind of a gateway.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
And that even, yes, it's a gateway, but you know, people have been using metal music or violent video games as a gateway to violence and everything else. I've played violent video games my entire life and I've never killed anybody yet. So
I love the qualifier.
had to put it in there. But it's just, you know, oh, you're listening to metal music, you're a Satanist, you're going to hurt people, you're part of an occult, whatever.
Yeah.
You're playing violent video games, you're going to become a school shooter. All of that nonsense that was just, you know, they going after Marilyn Manson with Columbine and you know, that kind of stuff. So it is a, you know, a double-edged sword. We've proven that this doesn't necessarily, you know, the violent video games doesn't necessarily lead to violence. The violent music doesn't necessarily lead to violence. But if you're one of these people predisposed with just some genetic mutation that has you wanting this awful, terrible crap, at some point the fake isn't going to be enough.
Right.
The high's not there anymore.
Yeah,
That's
and
kind
that's
of
the
where I
thing.
was thinking too.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I think that, you know, like if I have a rough day at work or something and I come home and I throw on GTA 5 and I just drive around and run over people and blow stuff up, it's not that I want to do that in real life. It's like that release of this is good. I didn't act out on violence today, so this is sustaining. You know, this makes me feel better.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't look good in orange. So this
right.
helps.
I've never once played the video games and then been like, you know what, I want to try this in the real world.
Yeah.
Not with something like that. I'm sure there's other shit that I've been like, what am I gonna do that?
I feel like they're no matter I get where the whole like doing something in a video game or looking stuff up, like it makes you like you might want to do those things, but I really feel like there has to be something really deep inside you that like is
It was there
broken.
already. Yeah.
Yeah,
was
there's
already
something
there
fundamentally
already.
wrong.
Yeah,
And
there
I
was something there already.
I think I talked about this when we it was last season. I wanted to talk about serial killers. Like especially like Jeffrey Dahmer, like dude, he got like aroused when he killed people. So there's something weird, like because you can't just you have that feeling when you like for people like it's like the opposite sex or the same sex. You have to have that feeling to get to that point to be aroused. So there has to be something in you that makes you want to do that. And let me put this out there. I'm not saying that people that are gay or whatever, they're not like serial killers. I'm not saying that. Please don't put me. I already had my foot in my mouth today.
Isn't it sad how much we have to like just
Qualify.
qualify so we don't get canceled over something so stupid?
You can't talk anymore. You can't
Right.
talk and express yourself without offending 17 other groups of people now, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like I get where Jake is coming from on the like like it helps them keep them from doing bad things.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm like I feel like this is like it's so bad because like yeah, he's talking about the metal music and people like they like okay, a very controversial song back in the day was Cannibal Corpse fucked with a knife. That
Yeah.
was talking about rape.
Yeah.
Like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I've listened to the song, but
Yeah.
I don't personally like that. Doesn't make me want to go out and do it.
No.
And it's not the type of imagery that I would personally seek out. So I don't know. Like it is a double-edged sword. You're walking on a thin line here with all this AI stuff. And I guess you're right. I feel like more of the the blame should go on the person that is allowing these images to happen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like there's countless ones. I use Midjourney all the time, and they are strict on that. I can't even put anything about violence or blood.
Yeah.
It will not let you do that.
Yeah.
Or
So
at the very least, there should be something, some kind of law enforcing thing that's put into place with the AI that says, if you generate this type of image, we want accountability and URL addresses for every piece that it pulled to make this image.
Yeah.
Every piece must be accounted for, because it pulls stuff together and it meshes together and makes this stuff. So I want every single thing it pulled from to be accounted for and backlinked. And that should be in the metadata of the image.
Right.
So that someone can take this image and basically pull up the properties, and they can read where every single piece was pulled from.
Right.
And it might take more more coding, more programming. It might even make the download of the image bigger. The tough shit. If you're generating this type of material, that's the price you're going to have to pay.
Right.
Because it's fucked up. It's morally wrong. And if it's pulling anything from an actual picture of something of this shit happening, the people need to know where that's at, and the fucking law needs to know where that's at so it can be handled. It shouldn't have the content to pull from. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
It
I'm
should
laughing.
fucking
I'm
have
laughing
the
at Goofy
material.
Week.
Yeah. There should be no bucket of fucking parts for it to grab from. So that's what I think is like, you want to generate the image? Fine. But I want the source on the fucking materials that it used to put it together.
Right. And here's the thing too, is the stuff that he was using was what, Tyler was trying to remember the word of. It was hentai. It was anime stuff. I deserve that. But it was anime. So not only was
this is not AI generated, motherfucker.
Not only was this dude, not only was the images not real because it was AI generated, but the AI source material wasn't real. It was cartoon. And that gets it even to like a weirder, deeper, fucking problematic thing to make laws for.
Yeah.
And that bad thing about that is that that hentai has been a thing for years before AI.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers were drawing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were drawing it
and it comes from another country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and when it gets into our court systems, that's when we got to start questioning things.
Right.
This one turns to Jake here for this one. He's got a little piece of information that I learned last night that I think you guys are going to be really.
Can we do the image again?
Yeah.
Segway. You're riding on the
Segway.
Segway. A happy little Segway.
All right. So Jake, tell us the information you told me last night.
So there was a lawyer who he claims, due to his caseload and the amount of work and pressure he was under, this lawyer was using AI to assist in creating essentially his arguments in court, his opening, closing statements, his arguments during the case. And the AI program was spitting out case references and citing cases from all over the country and Supreme Court cases. And said lawyer won a lot of the cases that he used this in, until somebody started digging in and finding out that a lot of the case references that AI was using were made up. They didn't exist. So the AI was pulling case references from scripts for TV shows or movies, arguments and thesis statements that people write in college, and it was just grabbing these because it was McDonald v. United States or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, this is a legal document, legal case, throw it into the argument, and present it as such. Dude got busted, got called out for it. So this happened actually back in June. Lawyer who cited cases concocted by AI asked judge to spare sanctions. So lawyer asked a Manhattan federal judge not to sanction him after he included made-up case citations generated by an AI intelligence chatbot in a legal brief. So in this one instance that they've pulled so far, the OpenAI's Chat GPT program helped to research the brief, which cited 6 non-existent court decisions. 6 in one case.
Wow.
Right. Let's think of the gravity of that situation.
Yeah. This shit's out of fucking control.
That means that in that case, was he a defense attorney or was he a prosecutor?
So let's see. This case was it was a personal injury case against Avianca Airlines. So he was a client representative. He was the client's lawyer who was suing Avianca Airlines for personal injury.
Prosecution.
Yep.
So this person won presumably a lawsuit against a corporation based on shit that didn't happen. Now, this is just one instance. I mean, think about the people that could be convicted of crimes based on this, or not convicted based on this. Didn't you say that this like opens up a wormhole for all the mistrials?
Yeah. Anything that has been used, it used to be the cases that were cited, they were easily defined, easily found, easily cited. Now there's so much going on, these cases being propagated by AI, being used in criminal cases. And if a prosecutor uses it and somebody is found guilty based on a cited circumstance and case, and then that case actually doesn't exist and it can't be cited as a legal precedent, now you've got mistrials.
Right.
Which is good because the people who went to jail falsely are getting out. But the fact that people are at risk of going to jail falsely because of AI.
Right.
I mean, you can literally just type anything up and make a website. And if you use the right keywords and search words and hot buttons to tag your article, it could be complete BS. But as long as the right stuff is in there, Chat GPT or any of the other AI will, it'll pull it.
Yeah.
And it'll use it and whatever referencing it's doing.
So let's think about what that's going to cost the American people. You've got any court case that's happened since the advent of AI Chat GTP, somebody that was convicted could call for a mistrial, like, hey, let's investigate this. So we're going to tie up court time, court costs, checking all of references in all these court cases to make sure that the lawyers that proceeded didn't use falsified court references. That's fucked up, dude. This is going to cost millions.
Yeah, and you've got a U.S. judge who is ordering lawyers to sign an AI pledge stating that they didn't use AI in their arguments and case proceedings. And I mean, people are people. Not obviously, there's the jokes about lawyers, but people are people. They're going to do whatever's easy. Right. And whatever they can do to make them win. So yeah, they sign it. How many people get caught for perjury, lying under oath? You signed it. If you do enough and kind of pad your case enough, is anybody really going to find it? There's going to have to be people who you hire to dig into this.
Yeah.
This shit is becoming more and more of a mess. And I just think it's fucking dangerous. Like it's
it's incredibly dangerous.
We're not even at real AI here.
Right.
You know what I mean? This isn't actual artificial intelligence. It's a program, and you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's literally
That brings
already
up the next
this fucking dangerous.
It's causing immense amounts of chaos. You know, I mean, you've got fucking people that are getting either convicted or not convicted based on falsified information that's coming off of a computer. And then you got people creating fucking kiddie porn with it. I mean, it's fucking disgusting, and it's terrifying to see if somebody doesn't put a leash on this shit, where's it going to be in 5 years?
Well, you guys know about this, like, celebrities now, like Bruce Willis sold his likeness. You know about
Yeah,
this,
because
right?
he can't act anymore.
He can't act anymore, so he sold his likeness so that they can put him in movies.
Right.
So pretty soon, you're not even. I mean, you're gonna have to literally sit there and wonder while you're watching a movie if the guy's actually even fucking there.
Yeah, I think we talked about this previously. I think that was one of the things I said was that it's going to be a financial thing, because you could easily just put somebody's face over another face, and now you've got that actor,
or you've caught them in a compromising position.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this shit's it's out of control. Something has to be done because it's only a matter of time before somebody does something fucked up with it,
And keep in mind, when it does come to a head, we tried to warn you. We tried.
Yeah, we're in good company. People a
Yeah.
lot smarter than us have tried to warn too.
That's right. I think we'll probably be the first thing that fucking AI targets. I'm like, okay, these guys have been talking shit for seasons on this, so
yeah. See, and
them out.
me and Tyler one day was playing with the AI on here after you got off, Denny, and we couldn't get it to find us. Like if you typed us in, it didn't know who the hell we were. So we're safe at the moment.
From that one.
Yeah. From that one.
For now. Speaking of being out in the public eye, we got I wanted to throw a big thank you out there. It said 27,000 of you have made us your top 10 podcast, and 17,000 of you made us your top 5. And thank you for that. I still am mind blown that you all even listen to us.
How many was
Congratulations, guys.
We had
number one, I think. Yeah, you know what? I'd have to dig back through it and find it. But number one was like half of the 17,000.
It was 3,703.
There you go. So you 3,000 that made us your number one. You really got to get those standards higher, okay?
Right.
I mean, there's lots of good shows out there.
That's amazing. I didn't even know we had 27,000 listeners on Spotify.
It's unbelievable. And believe me, when that came through in the email, I sat here. I was getting ready for work, and I sat here on the right here, drinking my coffee, and I'm like, that can't be right. What?
Right.
So I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm going to say from the bottom of my heart, I am very humbled by that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Just being in your top 10 is amazing to me.
Right.
If we were in your top 50, I'd be like, damn, really cool.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much out there. Any traction that our little show has is literally because of you. So, you know what? Give yourself a little pat on the back for me.
Right.
Put a little
That's incredible, guys. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really cool. They've watched us talk shit. They've watched us look into Bigfoot, aliens, ghosts, conspiracies, AI, then go back and talk shit about ghosts and Bigfoot and aliens and conspiracies. And they've stuck with us through it. And I don't know why, but thank you so much. It's awesome. I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget because So yeah, pretty cool. But guys, we're at $146 on this.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to? I don't know. Should I? I mean, what do you? Okay, here's another one. Should I bust this in half, and we make the next one we record after this the season finale?
Oh,
because we're at the time of year. We're at the holidays, and this is where it starts getting hard for us to record.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we wanted to do a live show, right? Like a live broadcast.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys. I've been wanting to talk to you guys about that when we want to try to do that. I'm actually trying to pull up
Yeah, I totally forgot it's already December. Yeah, so we're looking at hiatus time.
Yep, just about.
We go on our month-long vacation.
Yep.
We do our live at the end of the year. I still think that we should
22nd.
we should do like that's my birthday.
Yeah.
It's also the birthday of the show. So probably not going to happen on my birthday. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there.
That's reasonable.
What about the 29th?
Selfish.
Right. I'm an asshole, right? I don't think we're going to get much. I don't think we're going to get much traction on the 29th because that's the Friday before New Year's.
Yeah.
And so the New Year's is going to be a party all weekend.
I was thinking one of the next couple of weeks, either the 11th or the 18th.
No, the 11th is a Monday. The 18th is a Monday. Are you wanting to go live?
Oh,
on Monday?
I see. So maybe like what, the 15th? Do a live, do an episode, drop an episode on the 11th, and then go live on the 15th or something, or 16th.
We'd go. I would say we'd do live on the 16th because 15th would be band practice.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. This will be about as planned as we get for a
This is
heads up.
actually way better than we usually do.
Yeah, we usually just like show up to it like, hey, we're live. Cool.
Yeah. So I think what we should do is make it to where a few listeners can get a link to join in, and we can have them on for 15, 20 minutes and then boot them and get the next person on or whatever, if they're interested. You know,
be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. It's been a fun, interesting year. There's been so many good topics and so many good milestones. To be honest, I feel like this year was the year of milestones for the show more than anything. We crushed a bunch of shit, man. We got a website, we got T-shirts and shit. We went on a field trip. I mean, well, we went on a couple field trips, didn't we? Or was that last season we went to?
No, we only went on one this year.
One
last
this year.
Yeah, one last year.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been really damn fun this year, and it's going to be really fun trying to figure out a way to top it next year. And
I think I'll during the live
you gonna reveal the colors?
I might reveal the colors for next year.
Our fucking colors, bro.
Yeah.
We need to see what our season 4 colors are gonna be, and it's exciting because we've
And-
worn this all year, and it's out of style now. We're nothing if not Vogue,
right?
And
You guys have got to do a field trip down here and do the haunted Wilmington, North Carolina tour.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back. I love it down there.
Yeah.
The history that they do during that tour, as well as the haunted history of it. Wilmington's a really interesting place, and the history down here is pretty neat, and the haunted history is quite intriguing as well. And depending on the time of year, they do we've got the USS North Carolina battleship here in Wilmington, and they do a haunted tour of it as well.
That's amazing to me. I'm in, dude. Like I wonder if they would like get on us if we like brought the cameras and talk shit and
the haunted Wilmington tour. They are open to questions and scheduling things. So as far as taking like a GoPro and recording while on it, it does not seem that they have an issue with that.
It'd be cool if they would like lock us in. You know what I mean? Like put us in there and just lock the doors and let us just wander around. We won't touch anything and break nothing.
The whole fucking town of Wilmington?
Yeah. We're gonna shut down the town and just walk through and like stumble around and look at things, go through people's personal belongings, looking for ghosts, and you know what I mean, and just things like that. Get their fridges.
Now there are bars on the haunted Wilmington tour.
There we go. Bars. We need to investigate the bars. to make sure
They
the ghosts
absolutely
aren't there.
do that.
For hours, we need to
Yes.
investigate.
They absolutely do that.
I heard that most ghosts like to hang out in the kegs.
Ooh, we should get to the bottom of that.
Get to the bottom of
Yeah,
those
we'll have to
kegs.
figure that out.
Yeah, so it sounds
I
like a
literally
blast to me.
thought you were going to say we need to lock Tyler in there. I thought you were going to throw me under the.
I feel like I got that out of my system.
I think we should put
No.
you in the bottom of the belly of that the battleship down there.
Hell no.
It's a neat experience being in there.
I would like to go do that. I think that'd be awesome. That'd be badass, dude. Yeah, let's
As long
It's,
as I don't
do that.
fall through the floor.
It's a hell of a drive out there, and there's some beautiful country.
Hell yeah.
And then I have to. Well, Wilmington's a little bit north of where I was.
South.
Is it south?
Yep.
Oh, okay. My bad. I stand corrected. Wilmington's south of where I was, but I can tell you that the reveal of going where I went, when you crest that bridge, there's nothing like it. I've never seen anything like it on Earth. And
So we can-
that's a cool part of town too, because I mean, that flag that Jake's got behind his head there, you know,
Yeah.
there's some pretty neat history there in that little part, that little island called Topsail Island.
It's how
That's
it got
awesome.
its name.
Is
try to
Blackbeard's
do-
sails.
We should do like try to map it out to see if we can hit like spots along the way that are like haunted or have like unexplained things.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take you through West Virginia, which has got plenty. I mean, come on, it's West Virginia.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, then you've got what is it, Montpelier, which is not Montpelier, Mount
There's Pilot Mountain.
Pilot Mountain. That's the one I was looking for. Mount Pilot, Andy Griffith show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
The,
Home of
Andy-
Mayberry.
the Mayberry town is there.
Awesome.
Like
That
the
would be cool.
jailhouse, you could sit in Andy Griffith's chair, like the whole shit. Yeah.
That'd be fun. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. What do you guys out there think? Do you think we should go? Should we
Send us
Go on.
$1,000
send us $1,000 and
need
tell us?
so we
gas
could
money.
afford. So we could
Yes.
afford
Yeah.
to do this shit.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'd
And
love to have
I-
you guys down here for it.
And I
Hell
think
yeah.
we're probably going to reveal something big. I don't know if we disclosed it beforehand. I know we were talking a little bit about it, but there's something big changes on the horizon for us.
Yeah. I
Especially,
think season 4 opener. I think we should definitely talk about that. Yeah.
I guess visually too. So you'll see something different.
Oh. Yeah.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah. I missed it.
I was looking at Denny when you said that. I'm like, does Denny know something I don't? And then I saw the look in his eyes, like,
Well, you guys know, but I feel like I'm being very vague.
you're vague casting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, okay. I know
So
Danny was
mysterious.
wanted to end this, so
Yeah. The longer that clock runs, the more I have to edit.
Yeah.
So going to cut
Fair.
this one in half. So see you in a couple weeks for that live. How's that?
Yeah.
I would love to touch on some topics that we didn't get to whenever you guys want to have me on again.
Are you busy on the 16th? Well, you could come do the live with us. That'd be awesome. If you're busy.
No,
means-
I am not.
Shit, let's do that. Let's get Jake on for the live. Try to get some other folks to jump on with us. Make this
Yeah.
a big panel and talk. That'd be really fun. If anybody who wants to jump on and bullshit with us, let us know. Hit us up.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. We'll have Jake tell us some more mysteries. Some more
Yeah.
interesting mysteries.
Dive a little deeper into some AI stuff that we didn't get to touch on today.
Absolutely. We've got to further paint the target on our backs for AI.
Yeah.
And I'm in. And we'll tell them, we'll look them right in the eyes, and we'll stand up tall and straight when we face AI, and we'll say, Jake made us do it.
I'm fine with it.
Please don't hurt us. It was all Jake.
I'm
Just
fine with
kidding.
it.
Jake, glad to have you on, man. It's always fun.
I'm glad to be
And,
on, guys. Thank you very much.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
will
Jake.
we'll drag him back
Mwah.
to the live.
Oh, that was a personal kiss to Jake.
That was a personal
That was a
one for Jake?
personal one.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
That's pretty big. I don't think
I
he's
really
ever done
feel
that
like this.
before.
He's like, I'm never coming back to this podcast.
No, I'm
Now he's
Thrilled.
coming back.
Yeah.
thrilled.
He was thinking about ghosting before, but now
I'm honored. I mean, that was a personal one to me. I
Yeah.
can't.
Me and Josh have never even got those.
Right?
Like, that's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys out there, take care of each other. And, we'll see you. Have a good week.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Remember on the last one, he had to come back and do it twice because he missed
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I like that. I like accountability and consistency there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I what was it? I disconnected or something.
Yeah, your computer.
It's the fucking AI is what it is.
Yeah.
Right out.
Fucking, it literally looks like you're drinking a Rolling Rock at fucking 11:27.
They don't know what time we record this.
That fucking color of that can looks exactly like the Rolling Rock from
I
the
can't
other
tell you
side.
how close it's been for me to put a Rolling Rock in my lunchbox because the cans are right next to each other in the same fridge, and I'm like, oh nope, not that one. Let's not take beer to work.
I might
Did
be
you
able
get
to get
that
away
beer?
with that, but
No,
Josh?
I haven't. I asked Beer Man up here. Damn it, backwards up here. I can't get into the fucking tent. I asked him.